Yes, okay. So today we'll be looking at a new topic. This is
Yeah,
called,
Satya, I have a question here.
yeah,
Before
Janna.
going forward, could you send me what are the main base tables of the sales stack and a VAT?
Yeah, I can send you.
Sure. Even I email you regarding the notes, but you haven't sent me back yet.
Which
Maybe
one?
with
I think
the
okay,
notes.
see, notes I think I sent the day before yesterday, right? So it is the same thing.
Yes.
So only thing
Oh,
is
okay.
in yesterday's scenario, we tried a variation wherein we incorporate both sales tax and VAT together in one regime to rate flow. But strictly speaking, you will never have a sales tax and VAT in one regime to rate flow. So that's why it's not part of the standard notes that I sent across. So generally you will have either a sales tax or you will have a VAT. So if you want
Yeah.
to further complicate with the same notes, you can try multiple variations. Okay?
Cool. Just send me the base table information, please.
Yeah, I will send the backend information. Yeah, sure.
So sure. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Okay. So let's move into a new topic, and this is not specific to any product or specific to any module. This is a new or implementation. So what we are going to do here now is we are going to implement a new work. So far we have been dealing with individual products or individual modules, and we have been taking up vision operation as the operating unit, correct? So what we'll be doing now is we'll be creating our own operating unit. We'll be having our own BG, our own structure, and we'll be going through. We'll not be using the vision operation data. Okay, so this is from an implementation perspective. So given a blank instance or a vanilla instance, they call it as a vanilla instance. So in any implementation, given a blank instance or a vanilla instance, how do you go about? That's what the discussion for the next 3 or 4 classes. Okay, till we are done with this newer session. Any doubts before we proceed? Okay, um, this spreadsheet that you see, this has various worksheets attached to it. Okay, so each of this worksheet is relevant. See, and when we say new org, we'll have to think from a holistic perspective and not from an individual product perspective. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be creating different responsibilities. Okay, we'll be okay. So when we say new org, we'll have to think it from a holistic perspective of an organization and not merely an individual product or an application specific perspective. Okay. Yeah, sir, I've started the recording. Okay. So, and people with a noisy background, if you can mute yourself, then that would significantly improve the quality of our recording. Okay. Thank you. Now, so first step, see, so whenever we say new org, we'll be stepping into different shoes. We'll be stepping into the shoes of a system administrator, then as an HRMS consultant, then a financial consultant, then a purchasing consultant. So we will no longer be restricting ourselves to the financials domain. We will be stepping into the other domains and we will be acting on their behalf. Generally, implementation is not a one-man shop. It is being done by consultants from different backgrounds who have expertise in different modules. Since we don't have the luxury of so many consultants, we will do it ourselves. So we will be stepping first into as a system administrator. Okay. Now, one thing is whenever Oracle gives an application, right? Whenever an Oracle application comes, they can't sell the such a big software worth millions of dollars with a blank UI. So quite naturally, they give something. So what is that they give? They give you the vision operation data. So any Oracle installation comes with vision operation data. Okay. So let me just log in. Okay. Let's say this is the application. So let me go into operations and welcome. So when you log into the Oracle instance with operations and welcome as the password, you will find all these responsibilities attached. What we will do currently is, so you will have to follow this worksheet step by step. First is you will have to create certain responsibilities. You will have to create HRMS responsibility and you will have to create a system administrator responsibility. For creating responsibilities, you have the navigation here. So I mentioned the navigation in this worksheet. This is just a compilation of checklists from all different product families. I have taken the implementation checklist from HRMS, from system administrator, from inventory, and all different product families, and I have compiled this particular worksheet. Okay, so this is a entire New York consolidated worksheet. Now, first I will be logging in and I will be creating certain responsibilities. I will be creating HRMS responsibility, system administrator responsibility, and application developer responsibility. For creating responsibilities, I will have to select system administrator. This is from system administrator. System administrator. There are two. One is system administration, other is administrator. I will select system administrator. Okay. I will go to security, responsibility, and define. Okay, this is the responsibility screen. So far we have been using the responsibilities which have come seeded as part of vision operation, but now we'll be creating our own responsibility. So what is the first responsibility I will have to create? I will have to create a HRMS responsibility, then I will have to create the system administrator responsibility. Let me create an HRMS responsibility. Application will be human resource. Okay, now responsibility key, it would be HRMS. Data group. Data group is always standard data group, and standard for which application? For application human resource. Since we are creating a human resource responsibility, data group is standard for human resource. Menu, you should be very careful when it comes to menu, because this menu, what you select here will decide what will get displayed in the UI. Okay, so what you do is you go to the Excel. Here you have the menu for each responsibility. For HRMS, the menu is US HRMS Navigator, and so also the reports and requests are very imperative. So you'll have to take US HRMS reports and process. Okay, let me take US HRMS Navigator as the menu. What is the US HRMS reports and process? The request group. If you select a wrong menu or a wrong request group, what might happen is you might not get access to some of the functions that you require. Okay, might be some concurrent request might be missing, or else some menus might be missing. So now I will press save. So I have created one responsibility, HRMS. So now I will go ahead and I will create system administrator responsibility.
Satya, I have a question. These menus just now what you have entered are existing, no? Menus, some
Correct. They come
existing.
Yes. Oracle will give all these menus. Whenever they give you an instance, an installation, so they will come with all these menus seeded.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
System administration is the application. Responsibility key is admin. Data group. This will always be standard. You need not worry much. System administration. Menu. What is the menu for? It is navigator menu, system administrator, GUI. These all will be done by the system administrator. We are stepping into the shoes of the system administrator and we are creating the responsibilities. Okay. Now, request group. System administrator reports pertaining to application object library. Okay. Let me come here. System administrator reports. There are two. I will have to take that one corresponding to application object library. I will save this one. Okay. Now the next one is I will have to create an application developer. These three are mandatory. Okay. Once we do these three, what we will do is we are using the system administrator responsibility which has been given by Oracle to create our system administrator. Now once we create our system administrator, we will do away with the earlier system administrator that we have used, and we'll be using our own login details. Okay. So I'll be creating application developer. Application object library. Menu is application menu administrator developer GUI. Application menu administrator developer GUI. What is the request group? It is application developer reports. Okay. Application developer reports. I will save this. So now what we have done, we have created three responsibilities. Now I will create a user and I will attach these three responsibilities to that user. Okay. I will close this one. I will go to security. See, this is also done by the system administrator. Creating responsibilities, creating users are all done by system administrator. User define. Let's say Satya new. Password is welcome123. Welcome123. Again, it will ask me for a confirmation of the password. Welcome123. Let me add Satya HRMS. That's it, submit. So added these three responsibilities to my user. Now I will log out and I will log in using this new user. I will not be using the Vision operations user. Okay. See, so far I have been logged in as operations welcome, correct? So now I will do away with this one. Let me close this. Let me log out. Let me log in as Satya new. Okay. Welcome 123 login. It will ask me for the current password and the change of password. Welcome 123 is the current password. New password is welcome. Welcome. Submit. I can find my three responsibilities which I have created. I am not using the Vision operation data anymore. Okay. Now log in as new user and check the responsibilities. Next is to create a business group. Now what is a business group? A business group is the highest level, or you can call it as a consolidated enterprise, within which all these operating units and legal entities report. Let's say Reliance Industries. That is a business group. That is the highest level of organization. So within Reliance Industries, you have list of employees and all the employees have a unique ID. So generally business group organizations, they are all created in HRMS responsibility. So now next step is to create a business group. This is the highest level of an organization. So I will be going to this HRMS responsibility. You need not worry about the navigation. Everything is mentioned here, clear cut. Okay. So I'll go to work structure. See, if you have selected a wrong menu, might be these things will not be available for you. Okay. So you'll have to set the correct menu.
Satya, this is Satish here. I have a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now you created your own responsibility, right? How did this menu come into that responsibility?
We attached a menu, you remember?
Oh, yeah. I got
See,
it.
here you have a menu, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You attached a menu to this responsibility.
Okay.
So
got it.
if you had attached a wrong menu, then something else will be coming here.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Mm-hmm.
So now I'll go to work structure, organization and description. This is where I create a business group. Let me click on new. Okay. Satya BG. First let me see already whether Satya BG is existing. One second. work structure, organization description. Okay, it's not that good. Click on new. Satya business group. Type, this is not mandatory, you can leave it. Now you will have to specify an address for this business group. Okay. Now address either you can create or it's just city postal code. So let me take some of these. I will tell you how to create an address. Let me take HR New York. Okay, save it. So this business group is in 500 Madison Avenue, New York, 1000. Okay. Now I'll come to the organization classification. Here I will classify this as a business group, and I will enable this one. Control yes. Okay. Now I have created something called a Satish BG, and I have classified this organization as business group. Now I'll go to this others, and I have business group information. I'll click on OK. Now I will click here. For creating a business group is created in HRMS. Okay, this is the highest level of organization. So we have certain mandatory values which have to be incorporated while creating a business group. So what are those values? We have short name. Okay, let's say a BG. Employee generation number. Let me say automatic. Applicant generation number, automatic. Contingent worker number, automatic. Then we have something called as flex fields in Oracle application. Okay, what are flex fields? Flex fields are nothing but fields with multiple segments, and they are called as flex fields because they are very much flexible and they are easily configurable without any programming. What flex fields are, how to create them, how to modify them, that we'll have a separate discussion. But currently assume you have something called as key flex field and you have something called as a descriptive flex field. So you need to enter 4 HRMS key flex field and 2 payroll key flex field. So they are nothing but grade, group, job, costing, position, competence, legislation, competence code. So we will take the seeded value given by Oracle and we will enter those flex fields. Okay. In short, this will just determine, if I say grade, it will just have manager, senior manager. If I say job flex field, it will have job number, job name. Okay. So this will have various segments. Similarly, what we'll do currently is we'll go ahead with the seeded data for this one. Let's say grade flex field is grade. Group is people group. Job flex field is job. Costing flex field is cost. Allocation flex field. Position flex field is position flex field. Competence flex field is competence. Legislation code is United States. So all these will be done by the HRMS consultant. US dollar. Financial starter, let's say 2009. Okay, we take in 31st, let's say December 2009. Okay, click on OK. So these are all mandatory informations which have to be entered as part of our business group information. So now a business group is created in HRMS. So the HRMS consultant has created the business group. Now I will save this one and I will click on OK. Any doubts so far? Anyone? Afsar, are you clear? How a business group is created in HRMS?
Yeah. So it is mandatory, at the time of creating business group, we need to give 4 flex fields from HR and 2 from payroll.
Yes. See, these are the flex
Or
fields. Okay. If you don't give these things, the business group will not get created.
Okay, fine. Some disturbance is there. Maybe if others can mute, it will be good.
Yeah, I would request everyone to mute, because if I mute others, then they can't unmute themselves. Okay. So now, after creation of business group, now next step is to create responsibilities. Now what responsibilities? See, initially, the objective of creating responsibility here is to use this system administrator to create a user and use this HRMS to create a business group. Okay, that is why we created a responsibility system administrator HRMS. Now, after having done this, we will have to create certain functional responsibilities. Okay, from a finance perspective, let us create receivables, general ledger, payables. Okay, so we will be creating these three responsibilities from a finance perspective. If inventory, if they want to install inventory, they will be creating inventory responsibilities. If they want to have order management, they will be creating order management. If they want purchasing, they will be creating purchasing responsibility. But from our perspective, as a finance consultant, let us create these three responsibilities. Okay, so a finance consultant will say the system administrator, will intimate the system administrator that for his current implementation, I need receivables responsibility, I need general ledger responsibility, I need payables responsibility. So the system administrator will create these responsibilities. Okay, so how do we go? We go to system administrator. Now I'll close this one, the business group. Now I will shift my responsibility. See, currently I'm in HRMS. So now the job is the system administrator job. I'll go to system admin. Okay. Here I'll navigate to security, responsibility, define. Here I'll be creating, let's say, Satya AP. Let me create the payables responsibility first. Payables, Satya AP. Data group will always be standard. Application will be payables. You should be very careful about this menu that you select. Okay, for payables, what is the menu? You'll have to come to this Excel. See, it is AP navigate GUI 12. Okay, AP underscore navi. There are many GUI. Okay, you will have to select AP navigate. See, if you select some other wrong menu, red GUI 12 India, then you will have an India localization menu. Okay, so you want GUI 12, so you will have to select GUI 12. Then request group. What is the request group here? It is all reports pertaining to payables. All reports for payables. Now I will save this one. So having created AP, next I will let me F11. Let me query and see. Yeah, I have created AP. Now let me create AR. Okay. Yeah, AR. Application is receivables. Responsibility key. AR. Data group will always be standard. Application is receivables. So these are all job of a system administrator. We are doing it. Okay. What is the menu? Coming to AR. Let's go to menu receivables. AR navigate GUI. Navigate GUI. Okay. Request group. What is the request group for receivables? Receivables all receivables. See, you should be very careful. Receivables all pertaining to application receivables. See. Okay. I will save the receivables responsibility. Next, I will create general ledger. Satya GL general ledger. Satya GL. Data group is standard. Application is general ledger. Menu. What is the menu for general ledger? It is GL super user and GL concurrent program group is the request group. GL super user GL super user federal. I want GL super user. Okay, and request group is GL concurrent program group. I will save this one. Okay, so now I created three more responsibilities. Correct? I created payables. These three. I created payables, receivables, and general ledger. So now what I will have to do? I will have to add these responsibilities to the user created above before. Okay. So I will close this one. I will go to security user define. I will query F11. It will get converted to query mode. Then control F11. It will retrieve the information. Oh, sorry. It is Satya new, right? Satya new. Control F11. Okay. Let me add the three responsibilities that I created. AP, AR, GL. Control S. Let me save it. Okay, now if I close and if I shift my responsibility, I can find my user has all these responsibilities within him. Any doubts so far before we proceed further? Dio, are you clear? Dio, Ajay, Jana, Satish, Afsar.
Satya, I have a question.
Yeah,
First, what we did is we created user uh, with the old login operations welcome. We created 3 responsibilities.
correct.
Yeah, and then we created user and assigned these 3 responsibilities to the newly created Satya underscore new user.
Correct.
We can do uh, creating all the 6 responsibilities by using operations welcome. No, we can do that way and assign
Okay.
also, or
See, the purpose of creating these two responsibilities is basically the reason why you create a new user and you assign these two is because you want to do away with the vision operation data. You don't
okay,
want to use the data. So when you have a specific responsibility created for a new organization, why would you create with the old one, right? You have created these two. You have created Satya HRM, Satya sysadmin. When you can create responsibilities, you can create further processing activities using your responsibility. The reason why we have these two is because HRMS is required to create business group and system administrator is required to create responsibilities. Okay. Now you will have to create a business group from your new HRMS and you are, as you said, you can use the old system administrator, but once in a real-time scenario, what happens is once a specific responsibility for an organization is created, they use the specific responsibility rather than a generic responsibility which comes as part of vision operation data. Okay.
okay, fine.
So that is the reason the mere purpose of using this login was to create these two. Having created these two, created a user and assigned them, we are doing away with the old old responsibilities and we'll be using the new responsibilities. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other doubts, anyone?
Now, one more question, Satya.
Yeah.
When we create responsibility, we assign a menu. So one responsibility will have only one menu. No,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
cannot have one. Can we have one responsibility have multiple menus? Is
why
there a
will you?
possibility?
Why will you
It's
need?
1 to 1 only, no?
Yeah, it's only one menu. Why will you need
1
multiple
to 1.
menu?
No, I'm asking just using one responsibility.
Yeah, yeah. You can have
Can
only one menu.
1 to
And
1? Okay.
yes, that is more than sufficient. And in menus, if you want, you can exclude something from the display. Okay. See,
Okay, fine.
let me go here. Responsibility.
Menu is nothing but the links which coming up. The
Ha,
links.
this one, right? All these are all menus.
Yeah.
If I
Menus.
want,
Okay.
I can go to exclude and I can exclude people.
Okay.
So for this user, when this menu is attached and people is excluded, you will not find all these people here. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now next, after creating all these responsibilities and assigning to the users, we can create as many more responsibilities, but we are restricting to the very core financial responsibilities. Next is to go to HR profile options. Now what is this? What are profile options? Do you remember what profile options are? We enabled a profile option called AP invoice batches for creating invoice in batches. Do you remember? So what profile options are? Okay, profile options are nothing but controls in the system which determine the look, feel and the operation of the system. To give you an example, if I have say user 1, I have user 2, I have user 3. Okay, all these 3 users have access to a single payables responsibility. Okay, now I want all these users enter invoices in invoice workbench. Now my objective is I want user 3 alone to enter invoice in batches. Okay, and I want user 1 and user 2 to enter individual invoices. How do I do this? This requirement can be done by, can be addressed to by creating something called as a profile option. So what I will do, there is a profile option called as AP invoice batch. Okay, for this, when I set this profile option to yes, it means that user can enter invoice in batches. So this profile option I will set for user 3 as yes, and this will be no for user 1 and no for user 2. Okay, these are called as profile options. They govern the look, feel and operability of the application. So this is as far as the payables profile options are concerned. Similarly, you have profile options for system administrator, you have HRMS, all these things. Now, after creating BG, after attaching responsibilities to the user, now the system administrator, he will ensure there are, in HRMS, there are 3 profile options which he will have to check and he will have to verify. What are they? They are called enable security grouping, HR security profile and HR business group. So let us go to those profile options and let us see. For that, for going to profile options, you will have to go to system administrator. See, this will take some time to refresh. That's why it didn't come. Now it came. You saw? This is UI, right? OA page. Forms will come immediately, but OA pages will always take some time. Okay. I am going to system administrator. I'll go to profile system. So here I will say for application human resource, the system administrator will specify for human resource application, and for responsibility Satya HRMS, for which user? For Satya new user, he will enter profile option. What is the profile option? First profile option is enable security group. Okay. Oh, I can't control C and paste. Okay. So let me go to here. Okay. So I will say wildcard enable wildcard security group find. Okay. Enable security group, it should be blank. You can find it, right? It should be null or blank at user level or the application level. So that is null or blank. There is no value. You are just ensuring that this data, these profile options are not corrupted. Then HR security profile. This is the way you secure your business group. See, business group is created in HRMS and it is highest level of organization. So you want to secure that business group data. So the next profile option that he will look is HR security profile. Okay, I'll go to Windows, find profile option value, wildcard HR security profile. HR security profile. So here what I will do is, for my responsibility Satya HRMS, I will map my business group. Got it? For my HRMS responsibility, I will associate the business group that I created. So using HR security profile, I am securing the HR data. Please note the human resource data is always at a business group level, because employee ID has to be unique for a business group. One business group can have thousands of organizations, thousands of operating units, but you can't have a clash in the employee ID. Same employee ID cannot be repeated twice in, even though it's a different operating unit. So it has to be unique across the business group. So I'm securing the data. In Satya HRMS responsibility, I am associating my business group. I will save. And what is the next profile option? Next profile option will be HR business group. We will not do anything. This would have automatically got populated if our BG creation is correct. Business group. Fine. You see here HR business group. This has got automatically populated with Satya business group. Okay. See, there are two types of profile options. One is called as explicit profile option and one is called as implicit profile option. If the profile option value gets automatically populated, then it is called as implicit or system generated. Okay. If the profile option value has to be entered by the user, then it is called as explicit profile option or user entered profile option. Okay. In HR business group, this is an, what is this? This is an implicit profile option because it was automatically coming. These are all job of a system administrator. So he'll be checking these profile options and he will be checking whether the implicit profile option has got created BG and whether he will be checking whether the HR security profile option has been secured with his responsibility. Okay, clear regarding this so far? Any doubts? Afsar? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
This will be slightly confusing because it is the system administrator job. It is not basically in our domain, it is in the system administrator domain. It is a mandatory part of the checklist. That is the way how an Oracle apps has been configured. Okay. Now the next
And
here.
Satya, one more. We are seeing the site as vision operations.
Site is always,
Yeah,
one second. Site is
yeah.
mission corporation. See, what is at the site level does not matter. What is at the responsibility level is more specific. See, we will be using this responsibility, right? See, one application, human resource, can have n number of responsibilities. See, site is nothing but the URL, the highest level. Okay, one installation, that is a site. So this site can have number of applications. So we are concerned with HRMS application, and within HRMS you can have HRMS Vision Operation, HRMS Vision Services, you can have HRMS Vision Japan and HRMS Satya HRMS, correct? So we are using Satya HRMS. So we are more bothered about the profile option that is mapped to Satya HRMS.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Thank you.
We are further about the specific level, not at a higher level. Why should we make it Satya BG here? We will make it at a responsibility level. Okay?
Fine, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Next step is to create an employee. Employee setup is the next step. So I will be navigating to the HRMS. Okay. Let me close this one. In HRMS, let me shift my responsibility to HRMS. Now the HRMS consultant will be creating an employee. I will go to people, enter and maintain. Here I'll click on new. Let me say employee name is Satya New Kumar. Okay, so he is an employee and select the gender, select the action as create employment. Okay, once you select the create employment, here enter the social security number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay. Then you can enter all the other relevant informations. Okay, save it. When you save, see, social security number has to be unique, right? So we already have these many people with the same social number. So let me take no match. Okay. So it is allowing some potential duplicate people, not an issue. Social security number has to be unique, but for a demo purpose, we are entering a sample number. Let me save it. It's taking some time. I've saved it. Okay. Now I have created an employee. Next job is to associate this employee to our user. Okay, I'll close this one. I will go to system administrator. I will go to sysadmin. I will go to security, user, define, F11. Satya new control F11. So I am associating this one Satya New Kumar. Okay, save it. So this is a person who will be dealing on behalf of our organization. Okay, he is the point of contact for this particular organization. Okay, if you have to purchase goods, then he will be the buyer. Okay, now we have created an employee and we have associated with the user. Now after this we will have to proceed to general ledger. Now it will be the financial setups. So far it was the HRMS and system administrator setup. Are you clear regarding this or do you have any doubts? Jana, Armstrong, Ajay, Afsar, Dio.
We all sleeping, sir.
Okay.
Oh, where I am, where we are.
Why, what happened? It is fast or it is slow or how is the show
No
today?
questions. I'm just kidding. I'm playing with you.
What
I'm
about
fine.
Afsar? Ajay?
Only when you work on it, if you have any doubts, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, because see, this is a full-fledged implementation thing, right? Quite naturally, definitely there will be doubts. But you have to follow this spreadsheet in its verbatim. You should not make any play with it. If you play with it, then you will not get your setup correct. So if you follow
Okay.
this spreadsheet step by step, it will work. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so next is after doing this, we'll have to go to general ledger and we'll be creating legal entity and we'll be creating the operating units. Okay, so let me shift ourselves to, I will close this one. Now I will change the responsibility to general ledger. Okay, I'll go to setup, financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups. Here I have two tabs in this accounting setup manager. This is a new UI introduced in release 12. In 11i it was all form based. Okay, now I will go to legal entities tab and I will click on create legal entity. Okay, legal entity name, let's say Satya Eli. Address, you can select an existing address, not an issue. Let me see address code. Okay, PDS vision. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, click on apply. So we have created a legal entity called Satya legal entity. Now for this legal entity, I will create an accounting setup. I'll come to this accounting setup. I'll click on this create accounting setup. I will click on, I've already created a legal entity, so I will not click here. I'll click on add another row. I will select the legal entity, Satya legal entity. I'll click on next. Now we have a concept called as ledger. In 11i we had the concept of set of books. In R12 it is called as ledger. Now what is a ledger? What are 4 C's and what each of the C's signify? We will discuss in detail when we go to general ledger. Currently our objective is to create a new organization. So we will not shift our attention to general ledger. We will just enter some of the mandatory information. I am creating a primary ledger. So this is the book where this is the ledger where all the accounting entry will get posted, and from this ledger your balance sheet and profit loss account will be drawn. Let me create Satya PL, chart of accounts, operations, accounting flex, accounting calendar. Let's say I will take these are all, I will take the seeded values. When I come to GL, we will be creating our own chart of accounts, our own calendar and all. Let me take it is for USD. SLAM is standard accrual. Okay, Oracle. Okay, now we have a separate session on subledger accounting. At that time we'll be taking care of this one, and in our GL session we'll take care of these 3. Okay, now I'll click on next. I'll click on finish. Okay, so what we have done is confirmation message. We have created a ledger for a legal entity. We created a legal entity and we associated a ledger with it. Let me query for it. Yeah, I can find the primary ledger, but you see the status is in progress. So I'll click on update accounting options. Here I have certain ledger options. Okay, this is in progress. I should complete this one. So I'll click on update button. Here all this data got populated from the previous screen where we entered. Okay, so I'll click on next. I need retained earnings. Now what are retained earnings account? These are the accounts where your profit or loss will get parked. Okay, let me enter some mandatory account for this one, 3310. Okay, I have entered an account to which my profit or loss for this legal entity will get parked, for this ledger will get parked. I'll click on next. I'll click on next. Click on finish. Okay, so I have done with my first setup of ledger. Next is to create operating units. In 11i, operating units were created from HRMS, but in release 12, operating units can be created from accounting setup manager. So you are done with the BG, we are done with the legal entity. Now next step is to create operating units. So here I find operating units, correct? So here I will go and I will click on this update button. This is how operating units get created. Okay, I'll click on add operating unit. Let me add only one operating unit, Satya OU1. Satya OU1. For this is under which business group? This is under Satya business group. Under which legal entity? We created a legal entity, right? It is under Satya legal entity. So here I am mapping the BG, LE and OU together. All these 3 I am mapping it at this place together. So within this business group, within this legal entity, this operating unit is figuring. I'll click on apply. Click on complete. Now I'll click on this complete button. You are about to complete the accounting, so this will say yes. Clear so far, or else any doubts? See, the status has got changed to completed. After any doubts? After Jana?
Satya, I have a question. First, we created a legal entity, and second step was
ledger.
Ledger, and then in that 4 C's were present. Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. And after that, we have sorted. Okay.
Then we created operating units. Okay. Now, after creating this, just as a verification step, the HRMS, you will go to HRMS and we'll verify. We mapped all these three things together, right? So we'll go to HRMS and verify it has got mapped or not. Okay. I will select this one. I'll go to HRMS. Okay. I'll go to HRMS responsibility. I'll go to work structure, organization, description. Here, let me say Satya OU1. See, it has got automatically populated. We did not create. Okay. We did not create in HRMS. We created in accounting setup manager. This has got automatically populated. I click on OK and I'll click on find. Now I'll go to operating unit. I'll click on others. I will go to operating unit information. We will see in operating.
Satya?
Yes,
Satya?
Yeah.
Can you hold? Sorry, I got a call. Can you hold for 5 minutes?
Okay, fine.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Hello, Satya. Hello.
Yeah, Jay, please go ahead.
Okay, can you tell me how to open the periods in the meantime, if you have got time? Like we have to add periods.
Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, yes, I can see
Okay.
the screen.
So you go to the payables responsibility. Okay. And you type Control L. Okay. Control L will display all the form functions. Okay.
Okay.
What is this? Now here, just type PERI. Okay.
Okay.
Now you go to AP accounting periods. It will be like in status never opened. Okay.
Oh, that is the problem. In my system, I got only up to December 2010 here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That guy installed, right? Might be is not open.
So I just wanted to add periods to it.
Correct. So first you will have to add it then. Okay. That you will have to see whether in GL the periods are open then first. Okay. What you'll have to do is you'll have to go to GL. Okay. In GL you'll have to go to setup. Sorry, not setup. Setup, open, close.
Setup,
here.
open, close.
Okay. Go this one. And you just state which period you want. Okay. Say 2010 or something.
Okay.
Okay. See, let's say here you have, right, February 13, whichever period you want. Select that period. Okay. Find. For me it is open. For you it might be closed, I think. Okay.
Yes, it is closed. That I can open. I mean, that I know how to open it. But suppose I want to add periods for the next year.
Then you will have to click on open next year. This one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So when you click on this open next year, for the next year, all the periods will get opened. There will be a concurrent request. Then it will get opened. So after GL periods are open, you can go to the AP control periods and you can open it there.
Okay. I got it.
But why?
Okay, one more doubt I have.
Yeah.
I think it sounds stupid, but anyway, let me ask you. Okay, when we go to invoices, okay, when you enter the data there for, let's say you enter $10,000 but you're not specifying anything as to which tax regime this reflects to.
Which tax regime?
The invoice. Yeah, in the invoice.
That's what I told, right? See, when you create a regime to rate flow, you will be in the regime, you will be specifying the legal entity, correct? Common configuration, operations. So, for this legal entity, if there are 5 operating units, for all the operating units within this legal entity, that tax will become applicable. That regime is applicable. Now, if you want to exclude some of the operating units or some of the suppliers, then you remember yesterday we discussed something about tax classification code.
Yes.
So if you want a specific tax, then in the invoice line level, you will have to enter a tax classification code, and in the tax rules, you will have to make
Okay.
the applicability rule as not applicable.
Okay. Yeah, that I understand. That I understood.
So when you make that applicability rule as not applicable, it will not be applicable for all your regime. So then you can enter a tax classification code which is specific only to your operating unit or your supplier. That is how you
No,
override
I
it.
got that, Satya. Satya, what I mean was, suppose, can you go to invoice for an example? Can you go to invoice?
Okay. But now, okay, in this it will not open. I will have to log out 1 minute.
You have to log out and come in, right? Huh?
Because that I have not created payables options and all that, so invoice will not open in that responsibility. Yes, in invoices.
Okay, right, yeah. Now there is no column which maps it to Satya because just see, it's only vision operations there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, in operating unit. And how do you match it to a tax rule? How do you link it to the tax rule and tax rates which you have created?
That's
It's not
what.
visible anywhere here.
It is not in the header. See, I said tax is always at a line level, correct? So,
Right.
let me say, again, system. Okay, when you come to lines, let's say 1000, whatever it is. Okay, now here you have a field called as tax classification code. This is how this invoice is linked to a tax.
Oh, that's what. Because I was following the first, practice, first one which we did the first day. There we didn't fill up this invoice tax classification code.
No,
We went for that.
That's what. See,
Distribution.
correct. You will have to fill this one only if you want specific taxes to get applied. But if you want by default a tax to get applied, a tax to be automatically calculated whenever you enter a invoice for operating unit, then you need not fill this one, because you remember there is something called as applicability rule wherein we will specify it as applicable.
Yes.
Okay, so if that applicability rule is applicable, you need not enter this here. But when the tax, when you say applicable, what does it mean? It means it is applicable by default.
Yes.
It is applicable by default to that regime and the legal entity which is mapped to that regime. So Vision Operations is the legal entity mapped to that regime, and this operating unit is within Vision Operations. So that tax is automatically applicable. But what you will have to do is, you will have to close this one. You will have to go to tax managers, tax configuration, tax rules, global configuration. Let's see, observe, let's say observe. So here you have this rule as applicable, right? So
yes,
you should make this as not applicable. So when you make this not applicable, then that tax classification code field will assume significance. But when this is applicable, that field will lose its relevance.
Yeah, no, Satya, my doubt was something else. You know what? Now this is observe the VAT regime. Similarly, you have got Sandeep sales tax and all that, right?
Correct.
So at invoice level, there is nothing there to link this to this particular tax. You know what I mean?
That's what invoice is at operating unit level. Okay.
Yes. So operating units have number of tax regimes and taxes under it, right?
Yes. So all the taxes will become applicable.
Now, for example, this is vision operations. Okay, under vision operations, there will be number of operating units, right?
The vision operations is an operating unit.
It's an operating unit. You'll have number of tax codes existing for that.
Yes.
So how does observe VAT and whatever vision operation already has, how is that differentiated at the invoice level?
See, it is like this. We have something called as a regime, and this regime has LE mapped with this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now within this LE we have vision operations. Okay. So if this regime, let's say it is VAT. Okay. Similarly,
Yes.
this LE is also mapped to one other regime for sales tax. So
Right.
for this operating unit within this LE, both the sales tax and VAT will become applicable.
Right.
Now you don't want these to be automatically applicable. Okay.
Okay.
You want it based on a specific driver. That's what your requirement is, right? You don't want by default this tax to get calculated. So this is how it is linked.
Right.
See, generally this
Okay.
is
Okay.
a
Suppose
tax.
I made it not applicable, then I had to put the tax classification code there, so it calculates properly there. Right.
Correct.
Okay.
If you want automatic applicability of tax, then you will make it applicable. If you want it as based on an input factor, then the tax classification code will assume significance.
Okay. Let me try out some scenarios.
No, but this concept are you getting? See, it is the way it is linked.
Yes, this concept, I'm clear about this concept, yeah.
And invoice is always for an operating unit. It is not for a LE. So
Yes.
if there are 5 operating units within the LE, it is applicable for all the operating units. Okay, Afsar,
No, Satya, my doubt was something else. Has he come back, Afsar?
Afsar? No, I think. Yeah, what was your doubt, Ajay?
My doubt was something else totally, It was like in an invoice level, there is no reference, like apart from the legal entity, there is no other reference to any other tax regime or tax code.
Why do you need a reference,
No, this
first of all?
This invoice, for example, it's automatically applicable. You put for, let's say, for sales tax and the VAT, you say almost applicable automatically.
Correct.
But how do you know this is for Afsar or for Satya or for Sandeep, this particular invoice?
Boss,
See, there will be.
it is like this. It is like this. Satya, hold on. I'll explain. You live in Kerala, right?
Yes.
Kerala have a 4 million population. If I state the law or rule something like that, whoever are residents of the Kerala, it's automatically applicable. So I have the operating unit as a vision operation. You are creating under the invoices under the vision operation, your tax rule is automatically applicable. That's it.
No, that I got it. But there are, let's say there are two tax codes here, okay? One for Afsar, one for Sandeep. Now which one are you adding here? That's what I want to know.
See, that's what I'm telling you. Now we are adding both.
Okay.
Because both of the rules are applicable. If you don't want to add one, then you'll have to give specific values.
Oh, okay. So it automatically for all this thing the rates it generates.
Let's say for one commodity, sales tax is automatically applicable, but for a few commodities, VAT is applicable. Okay. So now what will happen is whenever this supplier is sending us commodities for which VAT is applicable, I will go and I will specifically enter the tax classification code. So then VAT will become applicable, sales tax will not be applicable.
Right.
See, basically, invoice is nothing. This is nothing but an invoice that will be given from the supplier. Correct? So this will have all the detail. In our system, we are validating whether our value is correct and whether what supplier has given us is genuine. That's all.
Okay.
Afsar? Oh,
I think he's still on the call.
Hey Satya, one more question.
Yeah, I'm strong.
This is the New York setup, right?
Correct.
When a company is calling me and asking me to set up a New York setup for the general ledger.
Correct.
For the especially the period, how many the calendar, how many years I have to take into account? It's a one-time setup.
It depends. See, some company.
If they're asking me to put a general ledger for a huge corporation, so I have to ask how many years they are going to use this ledger, or
Generally,
I can add
it will be for,
start with 1 year and then I can later on add a year and a year after year.
yeah, you can have it for 1 year, and in that 1 year you can have 13 periods, 12 regular periods, that is January to December, and one adjustment period.
Yes.
So generally, by and large, they will have 13 periods within 1 year.
Yes.
Okay, there will be 12 regular periods and one will be for adjustment period. Then as we close the period, they'll keep on opening the next period. That's all.
So when I set up the in 2000 January 10, by January my period will automatically roll into 2011, or I have to add a new calendar for that one?
No, it is the same calendar. You will open the next year.
Yeah, we have to open. But when I'm defining the calendar, I have to include all the years in before I'm really using it.
See, okay, 1 minute. See here. Let us go to that.
If you open the periods in general ledger, it will automatically shows 2010, 11, 12, 13.
See, December 12. So these are all periods for this fiscal year. Okay, you see 2012 as the fiscal year.
Yeah.
For 2012, starting from 1st January to 31st December, this is one period. Okay, so this 2012 fiscal year, this 2012 fiscal year, it will go till 2012 with an adjustment period.
Yes.
So you will be opening it for 1 year only. When you define, you will define only for 1 year, a calendar.
Oh really? Okay. If I started in January 2010, so I define a period for 1 year and 13 periods.
Correct.
So in the beginning of the 2011, what I have to do? Again, I have to define a new calendar and new
No,
periods.
same calendar. You just open the next year. That's all.
Oh, okay. The system will automatically open the next year.
Yes.
The tab next year, open next year.
Yes.
So in this vision operation ledger, you can use only up to 2000 January 2013.
Yes. If I click open next year, it will throw a request. Then the next year will be opened. By and large, they do it for 1 year generally, because they don't do it for 3 or 5 years. Then what you'll have to do, you'll have to keep entering periods. No point. You finish 1 year, you close that period, then only if everything is reconciled, you'll open the next year and you transfer the data from this year to next year. So if there are some accounts which are end dated or invalid accounts, right? So in that case, you'll specify an alternate account so that it doesn't error out. Okay, Afsar, are you back? What happened to Afsar, man? Okay. Where were we exactly? I lost the
Here in the beginning of the
operating unit.
accounting setup, right? Operating unit and
Yes.
all those things.
I think we completed the accounting setup now. Come. General ledger. Let me see whether we have completed the accounting setup. Let me go to setup financials. Setup financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups.